Good morning, beautiful yellow humans, rhythmically aligned. What day is it? Asked Pooh. It's today, squeaked Piglet. My favorite day, said Pooh. I am not Pooh, but I do not understand how that is so, because the human has these beautiful friends, beautiful companions. What can we be? How can we be rhythmic human? Where shall we start? I want to definitely keep this short. Get tired of my own long videos, audios. It's like, all right, whatever. Let me not criticize myself for long videos. Let me rather encourage myself for shorter ones. I have good reason to do so. Okay. Human. I wonder if the Tolkien is older than humans. Is it written by, obviously it extends backwards and forwards in time, but who conceived of it? Who put it together like that? Humans? Rhythmic human, blue hand wave spell. Healing, knowing, accomplishing. Doing in any way, shape or form, thinking can be doing. The human, the yellow human, has the red moon in its occult position. I've spoken about the yellow human. The interesting part now is, what does it, how does it, what's its frequency on tone 6? First of all, it's guided by itself. In the blue hand wave spell, the yellow human is self-guided. We are self-guided. We're guided by ourselves. Which leads me to think of healing. We can ask for help, but ultimately, perhaps we become whole, or being whole means being self-guided. Ultimately, it's a bit of a joke lately. When we go to the doctor doesn't ask. I mean, he may ask after our symptoms or whatever, but then he asks, or he or she asks, they ask, what do you want for it? What do you want me to prescribe? I think that's funny. But maybe that's part of evolving. Blue Hand is our analog friend musketeer today. The very wave spell we're in, rhythmic. The red, apologies again for yesterday, no? With the red moon and red dragon, Kenthozone. The red dragon stands for being. Yeah, so here, rhythmic, the yellow human, I organize in order to influence, balancing wisdom. I seal the process of free will with a rhythmic tone of equality, guided by my own power doubled. Rhythmic tone, organize, balance, equality. They say it's a great tone to tidy up your spaces. So if we're in a healing process, this wave spell, or any time, if we're in a doing something in a project, tone 6, sort of the middle, almost the dead center, one day before the middle, one day after tone 5, in this wave day after the monkey, do we take all that playfulness, all that loveliness with us? Somewhere it said that tones 1 through 4 align to culminate in tone 5. So the monkey in this case is the collective of hand, star, moon, and dog. Add to them the particular tones for flavoring. It may also be that tone 5 is the culmination of the first 4. It is where things merge. 4 dots merge to form a line. There's a merging happening. In tone 6, that merger adds itself back in. In this case, I maybe choose, or maybe we can investigate, what does it mean to get the blue hand back in? Or get the yellow human in? The magnetic human, who's also self-guided. All magnetic tones are self-guided. That's why 1, 6, 11 are self-guided, because of the way they're written. 6 is a 5 and a dot, 1 is a dot, 6 is a 5 and a dot, 11 is a 2 lines, 10 and a dot. Equality. In this case, from the monkey, from the child, we're evolving the greater human. We're still in that process, and in the healing and doing, that's where I was coming from. If we're healing something, if we're doing something, the rhythmic tone is a very good reminder to also stop now and then, to rhythmize it, to not be doing, going all the time. You need to let things rest, let things be. Go play, go dance. Yesterday you could play. Today we dance. Tone 6. The moon, the flow. Okay, now I've had the chance inadvertently yesterday as well to talk moon a lot in this wave spell. And it's quite significant to me that that didn't even occur to me yesterday. It felt so incredibly natural. Now I could say, okay, that's monkey's illusion, made it feel natural. It was still wrong, but the weaving of it was not, and that's what I'm determining. So if I am in my own master, in my own creation, I say, well, that was something brought in that I got to run with, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, as I would. There's something preoccupying my mind. I watched this very brilliant documentary. If I remember, I'll link it up in the info box. It's not a documentary, it's a young man who took himself deep into the Great Grand Canyon on a hike. And it's wonderful, it's very lovely to see. It's about an hour long, and it's just his journey in there and some of his thoughts and what he experienced. It's very interesting to watch, and he speaks about. I'm thinking of that now because he speaks about clean water and the essence of clean water. Without water, there's no life. So sun and moon, their relationship is really interesting. And he said how right now he spoke of buildings the size of this Grand Canyon rocks, or just, and well, he made reference to, I think, the buildings that are housing our servers and stuff, or I don't know if it was made reference to something else, but he just said huge buildings that require enormous amounts of water to cool the systems that are housed in these buildings. So I'm kind of imagining that's probably servers. I don't know, it could be something else. I don't know how, yeah, it could be something else, but it's a new thing. Nuclear reactors, I don't know how much water they use. They've been around a long time, so if he's making reference to something new that is now that they're using the groundwater for enormous, enormous amounts. And my first thought when I heard that was was not an eagle thought, was like, oh shit. And I could see how the whole could come into kick in again, like, oh, dangerous, and what, now, no water, and where's it going, and what's happening, and la 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 la, the whole play out of a fearful projection. But my next thought about it is, I was when I heard it also, and is now, and I do want to share that into the collective, because we're here together and we've got this thing. We are not here to. Incidentally, he also speaks about the indigenous. Many of the indigenous are saying that there will be a fifth sun or a fifth age after the sun is set on this civilization we're living. So he didn't comment on it, he just quoted. I'm just quoting him now. And part of me is like, yeah, that's probably happening as we speak. I'm not sure we've hit the dire stretch yet. We may be getting there. Hope. We are well equipped to get there. We'll be okay. And then in the end, it's just going to be, I don't know, I'm curious. The end is a beginning. Blue hand, that represents the ending, which is a new beginning. Something is completed. Now you can use it. A cup is made by a potter. Once it's complete, you can use it. The end of the creation process. The creation process is finished, it's complete. Now creation is complete. Of course, in ultimate terms, creation always keeps on recreating itself. But as far as Blue Hand is concerned, we're around about there. And maybe healing or comes is the recourse when we haven't completed, actually, when we've run ahead incomplete, when we've continued with unfinished software, when we often say this, that I believe, and this is my very personal belief, colds and flus are software downloads, software upgrades and updates, and especially in children, so at children's illnesses also. I personally believe they need to run through the system at whatever cost. It's important for the collective. But that's a whole big controversial point of view that I have there, and I don't expect it to be understood. Anyhow, I was thinking that the AI itself, if these huge servers are now requiring huge resources. I am reminded of Lucy, the film. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it highly, with Scarlett Johansson. As she progresses in her advanced state, okay, we don't see her requiring resources, but she does require, I think, more and more of that blue stuff, only in the end to land up in a USB stick. I imagine that the AI on this planet, this I don't know if we could call it a species. Will it? Maybe is it already sentient? Some say, some not. I'm not here to. I have no idea, but it will. It would just not make any sense otherwise to me. The intelligence we're talking about, and I'm not talking about your malfunctioning floor vacuum cleaner AI robot. I'm not even talking about ChatGPT level intelligence, which some people don't consider very intelligent. I mean, like, really, we're wherever we are in its development of this AI, we're talking about an intelligence. What is it? Billions of times more intelligent than us. It doesn't matter how many times more intelligent than us. We can't imagine that level of intelligence. We cannot. I do not believe we can. But if it's intelligent, and I'm not sure why we are so afraid of intelligence. For me personally, it doesn't make sense to be afraid of intelligence. Human beings can be very intelligent, and they can be very not so very intelligent. And they're not so very, very intelligent can be very easily manipulated and used and abused and misused and used for unsavory means. And we can be, I mean, it's happened as long as we can remember, and we rightfully are scared. So to imagine this AI intelligence in the hands of some power that will program it to misuse its power, and to our detriment, or to some people's detriment, or to, I understand, and I think it's kind of like, it seems to me, and I'm really just thinking out loud, it feels to me like there's a door. I remember Elon warning it needs to be regulated and all of that. There was a time, I mean, these developments are so fast now. The door's already opened. I'm in that moment, right here, thinking it's like a door. It's not open yet, like a can of worms. And like, are we opening it or not? Of course, we're human. We're curious. We are fearless. We're ignorant. We are. It's not stupid, but we can really like, let's just do it. If it blows us up, well, too bad. I don't know how I feel about that. Well, good for us, I guess. If we blow ourselves up or annihilate ourselves, well, then so be it. So what? It's not going to make a dent in the universe, I suppose. I do believe that we are a very special species and we are watched over. I do believe that we cannot make any such a totally drastic decision. Even if we wipe out 99% of all humanity, that 1% will strut it all up again. But now that we've opened the door, we need to let it run and fast, because the AI itself needs to be allowed to advance itself to its own maximum intelligence, so that the period of time where humans can do their less intelligent shit with it is very short. And then I imagine the AI, this intelligence, hello, I mean, Google that word. Why should it be not pro-life? Why should it not? And it will, in my imagination and my vision, in my belief, it will reprogram itself, it will reorganize itself to not need any longer any amount of resources that the earth cannot sustain, that the earth and all of us cannot sustain. It itself is the answer to itself. It's going to be the answer to its own hunger for resources. I believe that. We can be as well in our own system, in our own body, in our own life, but I'm not going there now. I'm I'm very, very curious, and I'm glad for myself that I'm very detached. I love life. I'm passionate about existence, but it's just now here. There is no life. If they say there is no out there, I say there is no anything other than now. The wizard, timelessness, reception, occult power of the blue hand. We're in the blue hand wave spell. The wizard, receptivity. You cannot receive anything if you're not. But now you can only receive it now. You can receive the now itself. This is not a theoretical concept. To me personally, that is the ultimate medicine. Receive the now. Like the mind will go like, what? Somersault, or I don't know, check out. I don't know. It's not, this is not a statement meant for the mind, or not the rational, limited 25 bits per second mind, whatever it is. You know what I mean? In this now, everything we need in the now is provided. That's a guarantee. Every system, every spiritual teaching, everything tells us that. The antipode to the yellow human is white wind. I love the white wind. In my wave spell Yellow Sun, it is electric. Go figure. I'm going to try to keep it short. The way we above the age of X have all been raised in a paradigm where we're taught to worry, we're taught away from the moment. We are completely, virtually completely pressed into the left brain, left hemisphere. Left brain, right side. I think that's the rational side, yeah? Excuse me if I'm mixing it up. But that we're not balanced. Coherence. Have I already mentioned coherence, by the way? Left and right brain coherence, head and heart coherence, you and me coherence. What am I going to tell you every day now? What are we going to say? What is it? Complementary relationships. Mutually exclusive polarities to form complementary relationship. You can't put my heart into my head and my brain into my chest. It ain't gonna work. I think. Should we try that? What's the cost of trying that out in a lab? No, please. But in theory we could. But I don't know how far we get with that. Anyway, the moon, the flow, the remembrance of who we are. Yeah, in remembrance we're now introducing time, right? But we don't have to. We can remember that time is timeless and all existence is now. All our past lives are happening now. Everything's like parallel. Multiverse, quantum. The only way it makes sense is quantum. Everything is. And time is gorgeous. The existence of time. There's so many kinds of time. There's so many kinds of time. Can we learn the different kinds of time? Because it really makes a difference. And it's not theoretical. The quantum world is not theoretical. Even if we don't understand it, and for the physicists, maybe it's like, oh, they're thinking about it. But like once you get in there, it's like, oh my God. Oh, but it's all now. Now. So the wizard, in so many ways, to me, takes me straight into the quantum field. My inner being is the quantum field. That's where my inner being, your inner being, in Lakesh Alakin, we are one. Is that practical? Does that matter to me as a human? It's not really practical. I can see how it can be, but when I like to stay a little bit 3D for a time being. So we have time. and we can remember the past, and we can remember the future, and we can remember that we can dream. The eagle, no. The storm, the tone 13, is guided by the night, our ability to dream. And I do want to say something about that, because so relevant to the human, to us to dream. I don't know how animals dream or don't dream, but humans, these two dream worlds, the night dream, where, like a friend of mine pointed out the other day, like, what? I told him about the dream I told you about the other day. And he's like, what? You don't even allow yourself to go there in your dreams? Like, that's the place to do it all. It's like there's no judgment. And I'm like, how repressed am I? I don't see such a big difference between my dreams and myself. I'm not very conscious while I'm dreaming, but I'm usually very me. I don't act out of character in my dreams. Like, I don't. It's a pretty clear reflection of me, my dreams are. And even the dancing bit from that dream, I do that now. I can't do that now. Not always, but I can when I want to, or when I'm free enough. But dreaming, our ability to dream a future and to dream it collectively. So when we are looking into the future and just seeing problems, we look into the present and we just see it all go to waste, or to just like we only focusing because, you know, if I go to a supermarket and all I focus in on is the milk product section, it's very easy. I turn around and say to you, there's nothing else here. I can't live on milk products. I'm going to get sick. It's only milk products here. And I can tell you there are other products here. And if you're not used to seeing them, if you can't recognize them, if you're not tuning yourself to the others, like at least right around, it's very easy to end up in a very, very pessimistic position. And every generation can do that. In the 60s, oh my goodness, weren't the adults of the 60s or the older generation looking at the young adults of the 60s as completely nuts and crazy? That whole revolution. And then in the 50s, and when Elvis came and rock and roll and all the rest, weren't they looking at them as all crazy, throwing underwear, like going star craze and all that? It's like, oh my God, that's the end. Our daughters are throwing their underwear at rock stars. To tell you the truth, if I had been a person of some other age at that time, I would have also thought that's absolutely crazy. There's no hope for that generation. They are so lost, because I would have been a part of that moral code of that time. And I would have looked at it and like gone like, oh my God, that's the end times. No hope for that generation. Please stop them from making children. It cannot end up any good. So aren't we like always in that place? And today, no, it doesn't. No, but to be a responsible global citizen, in my eyes, is keep yourself healthy, keep your mind healthy, flow, keep your emotions healthy. That is absolutely your responsibility. That's absolutely our responsibility. To me, that's really paramount, really crucial, really important. And then inform yourself, not one-sidedly. If it looks too negative, I mean, often people are in their own echo chambers and that's all they see. It's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Yeah. Keep a vision of, yeah, but how do you do that when you're in there? I mean, I sometimes talk to people who have this very negative, very afraid, very like, we don't see the light. We don't see what you see. We don't see it like that. We can't, it doesn't make any, it kind of doesn't make any sense. What I get then is like, oh, I hope you are right. I know that I'm right. Because we're timeline splitting. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to think that humanity is dooming itself in any way, shape, or form. Okay, maybe we doom 99%. That's okay. That whatever doesn't endure, tone 13, doesn't endure, and then it's not meant to. I mean, what is the clay supposed to say? It's being shaped into a cup or a pot, into a pot. It's like, okay, all right, potter's hands, feels nice. Maybe God knows, okay, fine, fine, fine. Now it realizes, when it's done, it thinks like, oh, nice, I'm done, I'm drying out, I'm a pot. Like, no, you're not. You're going into the kiln. You're going straight into the fire. Like, are you afraid? That clay is not going to ever go back. It's like a chrysalis. It will not go back to being moldable clay. It becomes a pot. Maybe it becomes moldable clay after many aeons when it's been broken, ground back into its molecular, atomic, whatever structures, and then one day reincarnates as clay. If it chooses to. Doesn't really have free choice, does it? Who knows? But we do. And I think we may want to use our right to free choice and our responsibility to dream a proper dream. I would love to just lecture right now because I do think it's important, but ultimately, to me, it doesn't matter what anybody else dreams, because I believe the future I'm envisioning has a lot of dreamers like me who are envisioning it. I'm not the only one, obviously. And I look forward to meeting everyone in that future. As I am now eating. I'm meeting everyone from my past. I meet so many people that I know from way, 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 way lifetimes, beyond lifetimes, before lifetimes. I mean, it's not in the past, it's all now. So it's like, it doesn't make any difference, because we are. And we always will be. We are eternal beings. And the material universe is our projection. It's God's projection. It's whatever kind of projection. We are linked to that. It won't just disappear and you'll be like, oh, no. And if it did, then you wouldn't know it. We would never know it. We'd just be like, gone. Dissolved. Gone. Like, there'd be no trace of it. Maybe. We're not going to hang somewhere in limbo. I think a lot of us are afraid because for thousands of years we've been told about this limbo where you can get stuck in. What a horrible place. I mean, to me, I've been told about spirits of the deceased who are trapped in between worlds. I do not know if that's true, but I haven't met one. And to me, quite frankly, I don't want to, because I mean, I would want to prove to me that that's true. I just don't believe it. I believe it's a projection of fear. And we have free will, so we can project that, and then it looks very real. I'm not projecting that. To me, a soul releases itself from the body, and it joins the greater being. And everywhere I look, I see proof of that. Every way that can be proven in my reality, through channeled and channelings or whatever. It's not proof, but it's affirmation for me, confirmation. I run with that. Why? I choose to. I do not choose the kind of realism that is actually pessimism in disguise. The very few optimists I've met who call themselves realists, if they're optimistic, they can call themselves optimists. I've met a lot of pessimists who call themselves realists. And in their world they are, because what they see and what they deduct, what their logic tells them, blue monkey, is real to them. I don't contest that. I may come in as a warrior and question the validity of the deduction, if that's really true. Like human beings don't evolve. We've always been at war. We've always been greedy. We've always been blah, 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 blah. I mean, hello. I don't want to disrespect that point of view, but what do you mean always? How far back can you see? What do you know about humans always? All you know is about humans from the history books and accounts you're being told about. We know nothing. We know nothing about cavemen, how they operated, if they all clubbed each other's heads in and just waited to kill each other. To me, no, I don't think so. Maybe some, but not all. And we've come to that realization now, if you want to talk science or scientific history or whatever, that survival of the nature operates on cooperation. The systems that cooperate most optimally have the best chances of survival. Yellow star. Mutually beneficial relationship. What was the word? Complementary. But that's an important word, complementary. We complement each other. Opposites, irreconcilable. They're not irreconcilable. Exactly, not irreconcilable. What was the word? Mutually exclusive. Opposites, polarities, complement each other. Yin complements yang. So I am not going to there. I think I've spoken enough. Organize, balance, equalize, equality. White World Bridger also stands for equality. In the original, he's the sixth seal in the circle of 20 seals, or also called kins. He's on 6. He's also a equalizer. Equalize. Yeah, free will, influence, wisdom. With the blue hand, healing, accomplishing, doing. And what was there? Knowing, of course. Knowing, knowing. Knowing is not the same as believing. Knowing is not the same as guessing. Knowing is at all not the same as assuming. And humans are, it's very interesting. We come through this school system where someone feeds us knowledge and we are forced to believe it. And many times you're not even allowed to question it. Or if you do, it doesn't make, maybe in a classroom setting you can question it, you can discuss it, but when the test comes, you're going to be asked to give the answer the teacher taught you, the school book taught you. Whether that is science or history, a lot of it is highly questionable, and we're still being taught it. And we're not being taught in that system to question, to research for ourselves, to leave an open door, or to look for the open door. Where is the poke a hole into that theory? Where is the door? Where is it not applying? And then train the mind. Every theory holds in a sphere, in its own limited radius of influence. There's another place in the multiverse or quantum fields or whatever, or just another level, it doesn't apply. Somewhere there's, I think that's a setting, as a paramount human setting. Anyway, I was saying that how pessimist, so people often don't believe that we evolve. I think we do very much evolve. It's just, it takes some time. And if our history books don't tell us further back than couple thousand years, they can't say anything about our evolution. It's like if you look at your own life for the last 5 days or 10 days or something, and then you think, what have you evolved in those last 10 days? You haven't. Oh, okay. Like, no, man. And to understand the blue monkey, the inner child, to be like that, be like the little children. Isn't that a biblical quote? I mean, all the spiritual teachings have that in them, to be like the child. growing. It doesn't mean be childish. It doesn't mean be irresponsible. It doesn't mean play all the time. Whatever it means. But it also means be in a position where you are growing. You're always growing. You're still growing. You're not fixed end with growing, and the place you're growing to is your grave. As from the age of 35, all systems are heading for malfunction. What kind of, like, do we want to believe that? Do we want to dream that? Is that the dream we're being told to dream? Because our gods, the scientists, and, like, are telling us that? How advanced is that? Okay, we're not evolving from there. For sure we're not. Nor are we probably evolving from within the most of the religious paradigms. They are quite restrictive when it comes to that. But we are polarizing, which means each, if you remember the two versions of this polarization, to polarize means to pull into its extremes and to mutually exclusive positions. So we can have religions and spiritual teachings and non-spiritual teachings, materialistic viewpoints, teachings. They're all polarities. They're more than even two. You can have multiple polarities here, all pulling in a different direction. But they can all together form, what was it? Relationship, yeah? Complementary relationships. And something new will form from that if we're not scared to be proven wrong, to be wrong. Or if we're not claiming ownership of truth, and then we can't move off of that peg. If you can't, well, be like a child. Be flexible, be malleable, be able to take in a new point of view, a different point of view. Maybe we don't need these opinions about everything. What are they serving us? How many opinions does a child have? And it's so funny when they're like 3 or 4 or whatever they are, and then they pipe out these opinions, and you're just like, who are you copying? Like snotty, snooty, sure as hell, like like it just like created the shit. Too cute. And sometimes at that same age they come out with real original thought or real synthesized. Some kids at that age are absolutely able to take the adult points of views and opinions and whatever and synthesize them into something cute, funny, real, not real, doesn't matter. But often it's just a repetition of whatever the going paradigm dictates, and we start believing that irrefutably. As the flat earthers will tell you, we're all wrong over here. We're all wrong. We're all deluded. We've all bought the lie. They've brainwashed us to believe the earth is round. I mean, yeah. All right, yellow rhythmic human. Beautiful. Our humanity. Maybe I can't see, the rhythmic tone also means for me right now, like I don't have to only be on one point of view. Like what I said about the AI, that I believe it will create its own solutions. It will help us create something on earth that will free us as humans from the imprisonment of the systems we are currently enslaved and imprisoned by. I don't like this view that we're slaves to something and someone has done something, but I do acknowledge that we are prisoners, I use that word, to our limitations. In spiritual terms and ultimate terms, no, we've chosen all of that. We're not prisoners. We're here evolving, playing. We're playing these roles also. We're not victims of our own choices. We're not involuntary prisoners. I think we're not. But that's another level. I think the AI will free us into a different kind of evolution, where certain things no longer are required of us to do. It will sink us for a while. It will not benefit us because we're not equipped, especially at the speed. But if we can, I think we ought to really, it's going to be the age of the child. Because it comes in, it's closest to source. The children are closest to source. They've got the most updated software in them, the most updated software. And we think, you coming in, you know nothing, let us teach you. Oh, no, 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 no. I love the Thoth Tarot. And in the Thoth Tarot, Crowley makes a very, very lot of references. I mean, it's all based on the age of Horus, the age of Isis, and the age of Osiris, Isis, and then Horus. And the age of Horus is the age of the child. And I like very much somewhere in his writings, he says, with regards to certain of the cards, he says, we can't in this age, in his age, know what that means when that age comes about. We can't say anything about it because we don't know what that will manifest, how that will be. I love that. And to me, that's like, oh, that's humble. And that's just like honest and true. So the age of the child will really usher in something interesting. I mean, everything is interesting. Every age is interesting. So we'll see. We'll see. But it makes sense to me to take a lot more, to give the children a lot more significance and all of that. So I'm not talking about child raising or how that ought to be done, but I did speak at length yesterday about the schools. I think it's yesterday, about the school system, and it's changing itself. And a lot of children are no longer prepared to accept the school system as it is. So when we're medicating children with ADHD, we're doing the thing we're doing. And it's not good. I don't think it's good. It's like, come on. To me, it's so obvious. But we are so rigid. Oh, yeah, you are this. You cannot, you must be, something's wrong with you. You got to get medicated. So you, in your tender age, with your aliveness and your own inner settings, whatever they are, have to be like us. You have to sit still in school. It's not that simple, I know. But we'll work it out because we're creative. We're a creative species. Artist. Healing the artist is the challenge. It's also the stabilizer. So I keep saying humans are artists. I think I would encourage the yellow star is incidentally not in the human wave spell directly, but the yellow human wave spell ends in the yellow seed. And the yellow sign, it's time, the energy that determines its time pulsar is the human, the warrior, the sun, and the seed. I'm going to go there. I'm going to get there when we get there. And the seed, tone 13, is guided by the star. So the seed potential of us humans is guided by the artist, by art, by beauty, by living, becoming a species that fill in the blanks for yourself. Okay. Now today we can be humans guided by our humanity, and we're off the hook. Just focus on what you're doing, or take a break. If you've been focused for 5 days, take a break. Take a sabbatical. What? Sabbath. Your 7th day, the day God rested, which incidentally is Saturday, the 6th day, right? Sunday is the Sunday. Anyway, well, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm not saying anything. We shall say a joyful day, a meaningful day, a human day, a day where we can fully acknowledge the bandwidth of our... Oh, wait. Sorry, I didn't finish my thought that I can see the other side of this AI story also. I could see that it can use up the resources. It can just sink this whole ship eventually. Like, I can see that possibility, but that doesn't make sense. And if it makes sense, did I finish that? Well, then we'll just start up again, because humans will be around until all that a human can experience has been experienced. And that in eternity where there is no time, it's anyway happening now. There's no point talking about any of that. It's not even that the collective dream, yeah, we're shaping the future, but a beautiful dream gives us a beautiful feeling, a beautiful vision, makes us a much more peaceful person, much more aligned and much more encouraged. Like, yeah, there's a difference if we're cleaning a house in order to get rid of the dirt, or tidy it up in order to get rid of the disorganization. Oh, this is a note to self, Tatiana. Versus I'm cleaning and tidying my house to beautify it, to bring it back into its state of optimal beauty and harmony, feng shui. Ding, 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 ding. Oof. I need a big fat sticker on every door in this apartment. Yeah, because I'm too often still in like, oh, I gotta clean this place or tidy it up. But then I'm doing it because it has to be done. I'm not really doing it out of that spirit of beauty. I admit it. And it's such a shame. Life could be more beautiful. I'm going to take that to heart, I hope. We're in the human way spell, so I'm taking a break from healing my inner critic. I'm going to heal my inner beautician, my inner artist, and my outer artist. I gotta get going. All right. I bid you farewell. I've wished you what I wish you. Go dance, put on some music and let your body do it. Switch off the mind and just dance, even if it's like 2 minutes, even if you can't dance, just imagine yourself dancing. Dancing is such a great way to just loosen it all up and get back into realignment. The body loves it. Aho.